Well, where are all my Doberman fans? So, stay tuned and let's make an ornament. So, firstly, I applied 2 layers of white paint on my medallion, and then I took out this image of a cute Doberman with some flowers on it, and I tear it up in few places, added decoupage glue onto my ornament, and then I placed the rice paper on the ornament itself, and then I glued it with more decoupage glue, making sure there is no excess because excess will dry out white, not clear. And then I let it all dry before starting to paint around my image, and also I went inside the rice paper for better blending, and of course I use acrylic paints from Pentart for this, and I try to blend as much as I can my ornament. So as you can see, I am adding some grass to it as well, and blending, and now I am trying, and I'm telling you, no painter here, I am trying to paint some flowers which are also on my rice paper image, so my ornament will become like a whole image. And if you are wondering, yes, all materials that I use will be listed in description box below. If I cannot find the same exact, I don't know, mold or something I used, I will be putting something similar to it in the description box. So as you can see here, I am trying to paint some flowers and blend them as much as I can to the rest of the flowers on there. I decided to add little dots as well, so for this I am using a small brush, a little bit of water and some paints, and I am spraying it out on my ornament. Then I let it dry, and after it is dry I applied my trusty decoupage glue, also glitter decoupage glue, and also making sure there is no excess upon drying. And after this was dry, it was time to seal my ornament, and for this I'm using pouring glaze, and I applied 4 to 5 layers of it for better shine. Let it dry, of course, between each layer. And then here we are, making sure our other side of my ornament is also decorated, and for this I'm using some air drying clay, some stencil, some stamp and such. So firstly I rolled out air drying clay, then applied a cute stencil on it, then with express glue from Pentart I am gluing it all on my other side of the ornament. So applying good amount of the glue onto the ornament, then carefully placing my air drying clay onto the ornament, making sure it will fit all the way round, and of course cutting any excess of the clay off. Then I took a nice little frame mold and I put some air drying clay inside of it, making sure that the clay is only inside my mold and nowhere around it, so only the image will come out of my mold. And then when I took it out, I applied a stamp onto it with a nice saying, so making sure the saying is visible, and then I glued it all again with some glue, being a little bit careful so I don't ruin the saying, so carefully gluing it onto my ornament. And now let's decorate the sides of my ornament, and for this I'm using a mold from Stamperia because I thought, well, those flowers on the mold look kinda like the flowers on my image around my Doberman, so here they are. And I also glued some butterflies around my ornament as well. And yes, if you are wondering why is she doing a Doberman ornament, well, this was a custom order, and I do love making dog related decorations. So my air drying clay is dry, and now it's time to paint it all. And for this, again, I am using acrylic paints, and I am painting everything on my clay part of my ornament. I applied black paint on the saying part of my ornament so the letters become visible, and I took any excess of the paint with wet towel. Then of course I painted the sides of my ornament as well, and after everything was dry it was time to seal it. And for this I used matte varnish. Of course you can use glossy one as well if you want to for your project. And after this was dry, it was, well, I decided to add a little bit of shimmer to my ornament, and for this I'm using wax paste. And there you go, my ornament is finished. So I do hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please do subscribe to my channel. Please do give me a nice comment or a thumbs up. Let me know what kind of dog breed do you like. Until next time, bye.